Alright, how's it going? I'm Casey with Cruzers Premium E-Bikes. We're a lifestyle brand of alternative commuting. We have partnered with Hurley Bikes. They're an e-bike manufacturer, the 90s rock culture from the surfer life. You can see that the bikes are well packaged from the factory. They will come 85% assembled. When you receive the bike from us, one thing that we would recommend is you cut these yellow straps off. That's going to allow access to the box. You're going to have two options. One, you can grab and flip and fold this panel up, and then you can gradually start to bring things out for sake of explanation so that you can see how it's assembled in the box. We'll slide this out of the way, and we've got the same box back here behind it. Today we're opening up the electric mountain Tailslide. It's got a 350 watt motor. Maximum speed of 20 miles per hour. We've got a front suspension of 100 millimeter travel. We've got a 27.5 inch tire. Disc brakes on a medium frame. Going to fit a rider between 5'6" and 6'2". I'm about 5'11". I've got the Tailslide. I live here in Bentonville. I've traveled down the All-American Trail. I've went out to Eureka Springs at the Great Passion Play and rode out there. What you're going to find with this bike is it's an exceptional bike for climbing the hill to get you to the top, take in the views at the top, and then you're going to go downhilling from there. This is a great downhill model, so you can downhill, experience the trail, get back to the top in a reasonable amount of time without being all tired, and go hit the downhill again and just continue that cycle over. So what I've done is I went ahead and pre-cut the box so that we can lift it up. As you can see, they've done a great job of packaging everything inside. It's going to come well packaged, nice zip ties, a lot of extra boxing to protect the components that matter. They go ahead and they put a bag around your frame, your front fork, things like that. One thing you'll notice that they're going to do, they're going to protect those rotors with rotor covers. So what I'll do is bring this out, and we'll just slip it down on the ground for safety. And then we can gradually just start cutting this bike apart. One thing that we like to keep around the shop here readily available would be our Park Tool travel kit. That travel kit we can get you here in the shop so that if you're out there in the trails and things like that, you've got the basic necessity tools to help you with. So I'm just going to use my little cutters, and I'm going to slowly, just carefully go through here, and we're going to start cutting things out of the way, unboxing the tires and so on. So again, in this application, what we're trying to show you is what your average consumer that's looking for a direct ship option from us, where you have the support of a dealer, someone you can trust, someone that's going to be there to help you between the manufacturer and yourself, to help represent you, to help answer any questions you have, so you can go to a live person, you have accountability. And what we're showing is if you want to have that bike direct shipped to you, what you can do to assemble it yourself. Our friends at Hurley, they've been really great to us. They've helped us every step along the way. Problems should arise. They're very responsive, very friendly, very helpful. That's what we like to do here at Premium E-Bikes with Custom Cruzers, is find brands that believe in the premium concept. When you're getting a premium product, you want to make sure that you're getting that back-end support to go with it. The nice thing about Hurley We've got disc brakes, we've got good components, 7-gear cassettes. Some of the models have multiple frame color options, so on and so forth. Again, we could just go through here and rip everything apart and just start slapping it together. I believe that if you take your time, you're going to catch things along the way. You're going to make sure that you don't get any unwanted scratches and stuff like that if you just take your time. Pretty common assembly. I think anybody with a little bit of common sense, a little bit of technical background, this is something you could pull off yourself. Again, we're showing this for like a owner application. Obviously, the average consumer is not going to have a Park Tool bike stand sitting there in the garage to help them with this process. You can see we got a nice black frame on this bike. It's going to look real pretty once we get it all put together here. So we'll go ahead and just kind of flip this upside down temporarily and start putting our front wheel together so we can start getting it assembled here. It does come with quick connects on the front tire. You want to be careful, like most bikes, when you're lining up on that tire. Kind of make sure that you protect the rotor as you slip down into the brake pad. Okay, so we got the front tire on. We're going to need to add some air here after a bit. Now the bike does come with a kickstand. For assembly, we'll leave it on there. We'll continue the assemble process. And then, you know, an avid mountain biker is probably going to want to take that kickstand off. If you're hitting the trails out there, you just don't want something to catch as you're riding. Like I said, we do got a 350 watt Bafang motor on this bike. That's going to give you a great hill climb. You're still going to get some exercise. You're still going to get a heart rate. You're still going to get that biking sensation out of the bike. But you're going to get that power that's needed to continue those hill climbs and continue the descent throughout the full day versus completely just killing yourself within the first few hours. You're going to have a 6-stage pedal assist that's available on your headset display. Now, again, any type of multi-use Allen wrench key set is what you would need. We've got our friends at Park Tool with our set, and any Allen wrench key set would work, so that way as you continue this assembly process, you've got the tools available at need to continue out this process. One thing I like to do when I'm taking my headsets on and off, put a little pressure so that my screws stay where they are. Then I try to align my headset as how I took it off, and put it in a direction so that when I go to reassemble, I'm just putting it all in the same way that it came off of the bike originally. Go ahead and expose the rest of your handlebar set so that you can assure that you're putting your handlebars in the right direction. Now this bike sits on a 27.5-inch wheel, has a nice all-terrain tire, 100mm travel on the front suspension fork. The front suspension fork does have lock and unlock, so if you're not out on that mountain bike trail and you're cruising down a paved path or gravel, you could turn that front fork to a locked position to help with a little more power along the way. We'll tighten this seat post a little bit. It feels just a little loose. Feels good. It's got a nice little soft, little comfort saddle that's on there. So our next step would be getting this headlight. All Hurley bikes do come outfitted with a headlight kit. That's something nice that gives the rider that sense of security when night riding. Again, another little Allen set screw there on the back side of the front fork. Pretty well thought out from our friends at Hurley, making it easy for you to assemble this bike when you get it at home. This bike, one thing we did not mention was it does have an electric throttle. It is a twist throttle. That's going to help give you assistance if you're reaching the end of your day, your legs are just gassed on you, you got nothing left in the tank. It's a nice little option to know that you've got that throttle to help assist you up the hill and get you home that last leg of the race there. One thing I like to say about e-bikes is they get you there twice as fast, twice as far. That's one thing I've found with e-bikes. Okay, so your battery comes nicely packed inside a nice carton for security. Nice bubble wrap. This particular model has a 36 volt in-frame battery. Pretty simple installation. You're just going to lock it up into the lock channels there, and then you're just going to clip it into place. Once it's clipped into place, that's it. You don't have to remove it if you don't want to remove it. It does have a key set down here so that you can unlock it to remove it from the frame. This is your charge port in this little rubber right here. I always recommend that we put the charge port into the bike first, then we plug it into the wall. This is going to prevent any type of backfeed to the bike, prolong the life of your battery. The batteries do have 1,000 life charge cycle. This is your LCD display, handbrake, 7-gear cassette. As we continue to go through this bike, we'll continue to go through each of the Allens, make sure that they're all tightened and secure for safety for the rider. One last things that we need to do on the bike would be to assemble our pedals. You're going to get a box like this that comes with it. You're going to open it up. You're going to have your pedal kit right here. Traditional pedals marked like the rest of them, left, right, easy assembly, easy twist on. We always recommend once you get it on there, use either a pedal wrench. Pedal wrench helps to keep preventing scratches from your crank arms or even on your pedal. Reflectors, we all know safety is always the best. Our friends at Hurley also give you a little tool kit. That's kind of nice. Your chargers right here. Typical standard charger like the rest of the bikes out on the market. You're going to have about a 3.5 hour charge time depending on the level of charge on your bike. Again, we always say you can charge it at any level. If you've went out on a ride and you know you're going to go tomorrow and you've only used 1 bar, go ahead and give this bike a charge. You're not going to hurt your battery depletion in any way. Give the bike a charge so that tomorrow when you go out on your ride, you got a nice full charge. Hurley's done a good job of giving you a nice quick start guide, kind of everything we basically ran through. There's even some troubleshooting guides in here as well, so that if that should ever apply. And then they go through with an e-bike manual, and they give you a manual to walk through all the little things that we've talked about here today. You can see that your keys are going to be clipped to the front. You don't need those keys to turn the bike on and off. Those are specifically for unlocking and locking the bike. We can go through that motion real quick. So you'll just take your key like a vehicle. You're going to turn it. It pops loose, easily slides out. Remove the key, slides back into the top clip, easily pops back down into the frame. This here's a battery indicator light. You can see we're on red. That means we do need to charge this bike before we go out on a ride. Still going to need to add some air to the tires, go through, do our safety checks on tightening screws and things of that nature, put the pedals on, determine how is the end user going to ride this bike. Is this going to be a daily commuter that they're riding to work, to play, to family functionable events? And in that regard, we may need a kickstand, or are we going out on the mountain bike trail and we are going to do a lot of downhilling with this bike, and we're going to go ahead and take the time to remove that kickstand. I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial over the Hurley Tailslide. If you've liked the video, please give us a thumbs up, comment down below, let us know how we did. We'd like to continue on. Let us know what other Hurley models out there you would like to see. Behind us in these other boxes, we've got the step-through frame. We also have what is called the mini swell, so we can continue on with our Hurley experience and show you what we have to offer, as we are Custom Cruzers Premium E-Bikes, the lifestyle brand of alternative commuting, and we are bringing that 90s rock and roll culture to the alternative commuting movement. Go out and see us, Custom Cruzers Premium E-Bikes, customcruisers.com, located right here in Bentonville, Arkansas.